Hello everyone, you're listening to Alternative Revelations with Linda Emanuel. And today is Friday, January 17, 2020. And this is podcast number 47, some more revelations about 2020, ways to protect yourself, and some warnings. And before I get started, I have to read this disclaimer that I am not a doctor, nor am I a medical practitioner. I am not practicing medicine. Therefore, these podcasts are for informational purposes only. And the following, if it resonates with you, so be it. If it does not resonate with you, throw it out with the bathwater. So here goes. And before I get started, I'd like to mention I still haven't forgotten about Dr. Taylor. He's extremely busy right now, actually swamped. He wants to do the podcast. We're talking. He's doing IVs, and he also focuses on stem cell therapy. He works out of Savannah, Georgia, which is his hub. He also has a clinic in Cancun. He has offices in Orlando and St. Augustine, Florida. So I have a lot of people interested in getting the IV, and I just ask that you have some patience. He will be on the podcast. We will be doing it hopefully next week, but it might be the week after. It's all up to him fitting it into his schedule. So now I'm going to begin the podcast, and this is about the flu epidemic going on right now and what the true motive is behind what is going on through the media. What tipped me off was that A Plain Truth for You mentioned in one of his broadcasts that he believed that this virus that is spread all over the country was released through the chemtrails. So what I did was I channeled spirit. And again, if this resonates with you, fine. If not, throw it out with the bathwater. And they did say yes, they did release this virus that everybody is afflicted with in the United States, and I don't know about the rest of the world. It was unleashed in chemtrails across the country. Now, this virus was disabled and put into the vaccines in October of last year. So this is why people who had the flu vaccine last year have not come down with the virus. And the following is the motive behind this. Now, this is all a planned attack by the Vatican, who controls the world. What they're doing is they're scaring people into getting a flu vaccine this year, because people who got the flu shot last year did not come down with this virus. And the media is really making a big deal over this, scaring people into compliance. This is what Spirit is telling me is happening. And if you know how these people think and operate, you can predict what they're going to do by what they put on the media and what they are doing above. So I'm going to continue with the podcast. Now, how I protected myself from this virus was, if I feel the sniffles coming on, I immediately take Golden Seal. Golden Seal is the only herb I know of that kills a virus. Now, this is what happened to me. Every year, I am forced to do an annual checkup. Even though I don't need it, I have to go. So I went to the doctor's office about 3 days ago. And right after the doctor's visit, I started coming down with sniffles. And I immediately took 3 Golden Seal capsules. And I get my Golden Seal very reasonably off of on Walmart website or in their store, in their herbal department around the vitamins. You can also get Golden Seal extract off of Amazon and nebulize it, or take the drops through the mouth or through a nose spray. Now, as far as the capsules, it is very inexpensive. I think it's about $5 a bottle. It's very good to have on hand. So if I take it right away when I feel symptoms coming on, it does not manifest. And I urge you to listen to podcast number 15, where I list the ways to protect yourself against the upcoming Mycoplasma/Spanish flu influenza virus of 1918. There's about 5 or 6 ways to protect yourself, and children are especially vulnerable, and there are only certain things you can give a child to fight a virus or a mycoplasma. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, mentioning the Mycoplasma/Spanish flu influenza virus of 1918, I urge you to listen to podcast number 15 again. And in podcast number 41, I list the countries that it will be unleashed on through the flu vaccine this year. And for some reason, America has not been targeted, and Spirit has told me why. The reason why America has not been targeted for this weaponized flu vaccine is because America is one of the last strongholds about freedom, and people will put 2 and 2 together and will rise up and figure it out. But the Vatican, who controls the world, they believe it will spread around the world from these other countries because mycoplasma can be spread airborne on airplanes. And I also am going to list websites and YouTube channels to watch if you're interested in learning about the truth. I really enjoy or really like A Plain Truth for You on YouTube, and I will list A Plain Truth for You's website is tabooblog.com, and I will leave a link in the description for that website. I listened to another man who is right on with the sky warfare, the chemtrails, and how they are changing the jet stream, causing drought, causing hurricanes, etc. I'm going to list his YouTube channel too. So to sum it up, in conclusion, this scare on the media is all to get people in fear, to keep people in fear and in compliance to get a vaccine this year. I'm just telling you what Spirit told me, that this is a scare tactic, that this was a planned attack, that this virus was put into the chemtrails and it was disabled and put into the October of 2019 flu vaccine so people would not come down with it, and the people who did not get the flu vaccine, they would get sick with it. Therefore, people would be frightened and get the flu vaccine. And again, it's all about educating yourself. Study these people. Study the real enemy of the world. These people are our enemies. They are not operating in our best interest. These people date back to the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire never ceased to exist. These people are also what they call the black nobility, whose ancestors are the ancient Phoenicians. Their god is Satan. The Roman god, Satan, is called Mithra, and the Phoenicians call Satan Baal. They are all Satan worshipers. The Vatican, really watch Jordan Maxwell, the expose on the Vatican. I think it is in podcast 44 or 45. It is amazing what is right under our noses that we do not see. And I will list that link in the description of this podcast, along with others, to educate yourself about the Vatican, about the Jesuits. This is real. This is really happening. So I urge you to watch out for your family, watch out for your friends. Stay alert, be aware, prepare, and be safe. So until next time, good night, and God bless.